Welcome to the Live Sports in New Mexico show, and we just really believe that God wants us to win. Life is a sport that God wants us to win, so we wanted to continue to inspire you and to encourage you through this show that God is on your side. And, we've been having a lot of fun with this show, and, we're on Comcast Channel 26, Proview, at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. If you don't have Comcast, we also have a YouTube channel on Proview, and you could watch our shows. We archive them there and we save them. So we encourage you to come on there, share your thoughts, share some comments. We're also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at Live Sports New Mexico. Speaking of social media, that's going to be our topic today, and how athletes and coaches, it's really important. There's a strong relationship there of, if you do something good on social media, that might help you, and if you do something bad on social media, that could hurt you.
Yeah, and it really is an important topic that we touch on because it can really affect people in some serious ways. And we also have some special guests joining us later from a couple of high schools. You may know them, a couple of high school athletes. We're really excited to have them, and they're going to weigh in on the subject as well. But I remember the first game I ever started in high school for the varsity team, my coach gave this inspirational speech, and he said this: "Someone is always watching you." And it really just stuck to me. Someone is always watching you. So it's so important, and especially in this day and age when social media is so prevalent, there's more eyes on us now than ever before. So what you post, what you talk about, the way you act on and off the court is important. It matters and makes a difference. And so we're going to talk about why social media is so crucial, and some of the ways that you can be successful when posting.
Yeah, and I've seen people lose scholarships, coaches lose interest just by they see what they post on social media.
Yeah.
It can not even just drugs or alcohol, but just the way they talk, or they might be cyberbullying somebody, or they're just not using the right language. There's always something that the coaches just they look at and they see, man, they have to be a good character. They have to have some good characteristics. It doesn't matter if they're talented, but if they come to my program and they're good people, they're going to last. And I think that's what kind of helped me, is I was a good person, I had good grades, I was a good teammate. And even though I wasn't the most talented, I was able to, stay on the team and made sure my social media life was strict. I made sure that everything I post, I always asked, what was the purpose? And I think if it was to inspire somebody or just to let my family know, hey, this is what I'm up to, it was okay. But if it was like bragging, or if it was, showing I'm at a party, then it's probably, not a smart decision.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. And I heard this before as well, that any long-term success is only going to be sustained by your character. Talent can get you so far, but if it's really going to be sustained for the long term, you've got to have good character, make good choices, make good decisions, and just like you're saying, make sure you're posting with a good heart, with good motives. And we talk a little bit about it later in the show, but the story that I'm reminded of was this past year's NFL draft.
Oh, yeah.
We had the player that was going to go really high, and then all of a sudden this picture was posted of him. He had this mask and this bong, and he's taking this weed hit or something like that, and then we see these teams pass by. They pass by. He was supposed to get drafted, but they just passed him by, and because of this one social media post, I don't know if it was a hack, I'm not sure what the whole thing happened. It's likely he posted it, but cost him, this one post cost him millions and millions of dollars. And it just goes to show how important social media is and what a bigger role it plays today.
Yeah, and we see that, so many friendships actually get lost. There's people that block people, unfriend people just because of what they post, and even especially during this election year, people are really controversial on there, and
it's huge,
and they're really at each other's throats, and I just don't think it's healthy. Like, even for me personally, I just stay civil with it. I just whatever I can to inspire somebody. Maybe I had just a thought, or I saw a quote, just share something like that. My family, they love it because they stay in touch with me. I'm from California, so they see what I'm doing. I just tell them whenever I get a new job, or something great is happening in my life, they like to see me posted. And so it really is. It's a good tool to have. Like, I believe that social media is something that we could really use for the benefit of ourselves and our beliefs, because that's what this world needs. We don't, but it also can hurt us as well. but we just got to make sure we post the right things and we're smart about it. Just think about it. What is the purpose? You always got to think about what is the purpose. Right when you're typing or whatever you're doing, whatever picture you put up, what is the purpose to do it? Don't ever really try to seek attention or, be distracting or put something up there that you know is going to cost you something down the road. Just make sure if it's not right, it's not worth it. Just continue to put the right stuff up. And I think that's what we have to do, especially as leaders, as coaches, as pastors. We got to make sure we post the right things. And
it reminds me of a verse in the book of Proverbs. The Bible says that words will either build up or tear down. Mm-hmm. And so it's so important that the words we speak are, or tweet, or post, or Instagram, or share, whatever, the words that we are sharing are building up and not tearing down. It can be really easy to tear down, but let's build people up. And I think these are good questions to ask ourselves before we make a post. These are good things to think about before we post. Is this going to help someone? It's going to build someone up. Could this tear somebody down? And if so, maybe I don't want to post it. Maybe I could just have a private conversation that would be more constructive. And let's be the kind of people, the kind of leaders, the kind of athletes that really want to help people, that really want to build people up and not tear people down. And you'd be surprised how big of a difference you can make on social media, because remember this, what my coach told me, someone is always watching you.
And I believe that's what even parents and other athletes, they just come up to say, I just love what you post. It's just something that I always have just a thought of, or just a word of knowledge I have, and I post it. But I also just make sure you're not consumed by it. Make sure social media life isn't your only life. There's a thing like John Wooden says, family, basketball, and social lives, they're all important. But if you focus too much on your social life, then you'll have none of it. All right, you'll end up, maybe in jail, or you won't have basketball, or you won't have, your family will be distant. So just make sure, you're really careful with social media, and make sure you're balancing your life to whatever it is. You may have a sport or something you have of interest, and you have your family, you have your beliefs, stick to those. All right? Yeah. And social media is just a part of your life. It's not it can't be your whole life.
Sometimes you're right. We need to put the phone down.
Yeah, exactly.
When we're having dinner, put the phone down.
Exactly.
And that's important. Well, hey, thanks again for joining us today. We have a really jam-packed rest of the show, some special guests. You're not going to want to miss any of those guys or what they have to say. We got Jordan Arroyo from Trisco Heritage, Fabian Rojas, some great guys, basketball players, and they're weighing in on this social media topic as well. So we look forward to seeing you right after the break.
Another sprint out for Roadhouse. Got the option to run it. He will. Roadhouse puts the ball down, dives into the end zone. Here they come. Throwing down the right sideline. Got a man open. Come on, don't drop.
Dropped it, but no, it's still high.
Touchdown.
Second and 4 on the option. Pitch to Foley. He gets a burst of speed. Foley's going to be gone. He's at the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the house. Josh Foley, touchdown.
Close, late. Not the Uncle Williams might score, and he does. Williams, the 24-yard touchdown.
Dennis gonna throw. He's going for Frank Gaither. Look out. Gaither's got it, and it's a foot race to the 40. Gaither, he's gonna take it all the way. Touchdown.
2:33 to play. Little back to pass. He's got time. He clears the left side. And that is a catch.
There it is.
And there's your big play. Is all the way down the sideline for a score.
He's up the middle. Gonna try to add some icing to it. He's gonna go all the way. There's your district 45 to 26. Counter play to Micah Gray. Gray beats the first wave of blockers down the right sideline, 50, 45, 40. Gray is going to score his third touchdown of the game unless there's any flags down, and I don't see any. Micah Gray.
Ortiz, now he's pressured, he's stepping up, he's rolling to the left. He's going to be brought down, and oh, he's still loose. Look at Drew Ortiz, unbelievable. Ortiz is going to go to the house. Unbelievable touchdown.
Incredible.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Welcome back to the Live Sports in New Mexico show, and hope you enjoyed our message, our little discussion about social media. Today, we brought in a guest to kind of talk about that, because I know social media is a big thing, especially for athletes now. So Jordan Arroyo from Atrisco Heritage, coming in, basketball player, pretty tall. He's kind of lengthy. He's pretty tall for a junior.
Yeah, basketball season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Are you excited about it this year?
I'm really excited. Can't wait for it to start.
And who is going to win state?
We are.
All right, Atrisco.
Who's going to give you a battle?
Nobody really.
No
I'm just kidding. Probably like Cleveland. Cleveland's got a lot of good players. See, but Rio Rancho, of course, has everybody back, and they won it last year. So.
Yeah, Rio Rancho has that backcourt, with Clay and Juan. So
yeah,
that's going to be tough to deal with, but. Ortega always had you guys shooting all over, shooting threes up for days.
Shooting and running, so that should be good for us.
So
we're really excited for you, the upcoming season. Thank you for being on the show today. For those that are watching that don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
So, of course, my name is Jordan. I'm 16 years old, just turned 16, and I went to, most people really don't know me probably because I went to a charter school for middle school called Cottonwood Classical. It was like up on Jefferson, so it was pretty far. And I kind of always loved basketball. Wasn't always good at it, but it was kind of always something I loved to do. And I've always been a really big kid, so of course people would ask me to play with them because like a big presence in basketball is really good. But like developing skills now is really like showing me what I can turn basketball into. It could be a possible future into college, and if miracles happen, something even further than that.
Right.
So.
Good.
Yeah.
So did you have the option of picking what high school you could go to, or did you have to go to Atrisco because you live in their district? Or?
Well, my mom, she went to Rio Grande, so she was thinking of putting me there, but she just, like, this was a new school, and the kids that I grew up playing AAU with were also going to Atrisco, so we just thought, might as well try there. So.
Who are some of your teammates you've been playing with? Give them a little shout out.
Like Marciano, shout out to Marciano, Diego, Enrique Vince, Captain, Angel, Scipio. There's a lot of us.
So speaking about shout outs, I know that's what a lot of people like on social media. You say, hey, give me a shout out. I want, more followers, and just kind of talk about what you think about with social media. I know you're getting recruited, and why do you think it's so important to make sure your social media life is right on?
So social media, that's something that's like really emphasized like by our coach, for example, because that's like it's your image towards the coaches. Like if they were to search you up on Instagram or like Twitter, Facebook, that's who you are, and what you post that's all they can see about you. So like if you say something bad or you post something bad, like if you're at a party or something like that, doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, they'll most likely tell you like that's not the image we want for our school, for our athletic program. So people have lost like scholarships because of
Right. Oh yeah.
wrong stuff that they've posted.
And I don't know if you watched the NFL draft. There was a guy who posted a picture of himself smoking weed, and then as the draft goes, he was supposed to get drafted high, but then he fell and cost himself millions of dollars. What do you think about all that?
Well, I think it's just like you just got to be smart.
Yeah.
Like there's no really need to post stuff like that or actually really just do stuff like that. Like if it harms your body, why would you want to do it? And especially showing other people. Like you got to be, some people may think it's cool, but you got to be your own person, do the right things, and hopefully that'll rub off on other people so that they also start doing the right things.
Now, Jordan, I'm sure you have a lot of people that look up to you, a lot of fans, a lot of younger kids. Why is it important to be a good example for them?
You want to be a good example because that's like the future generation. Like that's what you want. Like if people were, like I have a little cousin, he's about 4 or 5 years younger than me, and he plays basketball too, and he looks up to me, always wants to play me and this and that. You want to be a good example so that they will do the same for people younger than them. So it just keeps creating this positive energy, like positive emotions, and it's really good, other than like cussing around them or just not doing the right stuff, because then that can influence them, get them in trouble, including yourself, and that's not very good. So.
And that's how I felt even at UNM. I just knew I was in a position to where, man, I bet you there's a kid there just looking up, saying, man, if he could do it, I could do it. You know, it was that kind of thing. And so I think it's really important just to know you never know who's watching. You know, so with that in social media, I think people watch that more than your regular life.
Yeah.
But have you known anybody that's experienced cyberbullying, where there's this really mean to you or mean to other people on social media, and then how do you think people should deal with that?
Well, I don't know anybody that's gone through cyberbullying, but I've heard a lot of cases, and they're not very nice, and it's easily preventable. Like it just takes just one person to say, hey, like that's not cool, don't do that.
Right.
Just like if you get confronted, that's when you realize, you take a step back and you say, this isn't right, I shouldn't be doing this. So that's all it takes, is just one person.
And yeah, I've seen it too. I've seen discussions on there where people are just going back and forth, especially political. I guess people unfriend people just because of their political stance or their beliefs. And have you ever had to experience that, where you just really had to just stand up for what you believe, and maybe you posted something that someone just didn't like, or said, man, I don't like how I don't like you being a Christian, or I don't like how you believe in God, or have you ever experienced anything like that?
I never have, but someone had posted something that, like, for example, I didn't believe was right, like about the Black Lives Matter police, the police brutality going on. They were saying, like, they were generalizing all cops to be kind of wrong, and I didn't believe in that, especially because of what had happened recently, how cops are being targeted and stuff like that. So yeah, I shared my opinion. Like, of course, all lives matter. Like, if you believe something, that's all right to express it, but don't discriminate against the police just because of a certain group. Like, everyone is created equal, so you got to treat everybody like they're equal.
I like it.
That's awesome, Jordan. Man, I just want to let you know how proud of you we are, and we look forward to following the rest of your career, and I know that God really has some bright things for your future. Real quick, rapid fire round for you.
Here we go.
But do you want to give a shout out to the church that you go to?
Yeah, shout out to Legacy. I recently started going there. I go on Wednesday nights to the U for Unashamed, and it's just been amazing. It's like a family. They just were extremely welcoming. They gave you my own Bible. They offered prayers. They offered support. Like, if you need anything, you can call us, and it was great.
Cool, awesome, man. Well, again, proud of you. Rapid fire. What's your favorite movie?
The newest Transformers.
TV show.
Parks and Rec.
Favorite food?
Cheeseburgers.
All right, favorite basketball team? I'm stuck on
The
this one.
I know. We'll go old school, the 96, 97 Bulls.
Okay.
Oh, the Bulls. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, good.
No
Kobe
question.
Bryant or LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, that's good. All right, his question. Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know. Maybe. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. All right, Jordan, thanks again. Thank you,
Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks for having me.
sticking with us. We got one more segment coming up for you. We look forward to having you back. We have another special guest. You're not going to want to miss it.
Shut the Chef Up takes healthy meal preparation out of your kitchen and into ours.
Dude, this is about a cup and a half of turkey.
Every meal created and cooked by professional chefs.
You can order as much or as little as you want from our 6 rotating menus.
We offer custom meals based on your macros, your food allergies, or other dietary restrictions. And never worry about what you're putting in your body. Shut the Chef Up offers delivery service in the Albuquerque area at no added cost. Go to shutthechefupnow.com to learn more.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Welcome back to the Live Sports in New Mexico show. I hope you enjoyed listening to our guest, Jordan, a really good kid. He's a really great man of God, and he's doing great things. And look for him. You know, he's going to be the big guy blocking a lot of shots coming this basketball season. Now, we have another teammate of his here from Atrisco Academy. His name is Fabian Rojas, all right? Junior, right?
Yeah.
Junior. He's getting taller and taller too, as I see him.
Always.
So when I first went to church, he's one of the first guys I saw, and he looked up to me, and I mentored him a little bit, and still am, and working with them. So glad you're here. Glad you're on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, guys. Means a lot.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Fabian.
All right. Well, I'm 16, and I play at Atrisco Heritage Academy and basketball player JV. I'm getting there at varsity, pushing every day harder and harder. But I'm 16, I go to a Legacy Church and I serve there Sundays and Wednesdays. Just the biggest blessing, the best decision I could ever made. Part of my second family there. And you see, it's just so nice. It's like welcoming to everybody no matter what. Like you could be going through the worst days ever and we could still bring a smile to your face.
I agree.
It's a good point that you bring up. A lot of people think, well, I believe in God, but I don't need to go to church. You know, going to church doesn't make me a Christian. And, you know, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions when it comes to that. But I would say you're never going to be who God wants you to be. You're never going to be able to do all that God wants you to do without being involved and plugged into a church home, in a church family. So I want to encourage you guys, get involved in a church, have a church family. We would love to invite you to our church, Legacy, and we're so thankful to them for sponsoring this show. And again, we love having guys like Fabian that are young and involved and making things happen.
Right.
Thank you.
And then last week we talked about trust the process. And some people they get to varsity right away. Some have to really work their way.
Yeah.
So how has that been with you? You know, you're in church, you're going to school, you know, you're working towards that varsity spot. What have you been meditating on and praying about during that time?
You see, it's all about how you adjust your time. And you see, because I'm also a worker too, like I work at Dion's currently.
Right.
And
Dion's
it's just
Pizza.
Dion's Pizzeria. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. And you see, you just all managing time. And some guys, like they're at the JV level, and we see here in our program, we call them cancers, because they just walk around and be like, oh, I should be varsity. Like, oh, that dude should not be starting over me. I know I'm better and I put more work. But you see, it all matters. Like, it's all talk. Like, you can't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk.
Yeah.
Right.
And you always have to show that skill. And if you're improving every day, the coaches will notice.
Yep.
And it's all basically time. Everything deals with time. And when it's your time, it's when you just got to take advantage of it.
Right, and like we talked about, that sin of comparison, you know, it's like, oh, I should be there, I should do this, and you get bitter about it. But no, you have a great attitude about it, and you're going through it.
And you know what? You look at a guy like Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Takes advantage of an opportunity. Tony Romo gets hurt, and now he steps in and is doing an incredible job leading the Dallas Cowboys. And so you got to make the most of the opportunities that are presented to you and be ready when they come, as I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like that, like for example, like Dak Prescott, like he just got put in the spot, and the Cowboys' record's improving because because he knew when the time was given to him, he's not going to let it like slip away. He's going to do the best he can so he could prove that he does belong where he stands as starting quarterback, no matter if it's on the Cowboys or whether if he leaves the team. And same thing relates to basketball or any sports in general. Like you have to fight for your spot. It's never taken by someone. There's always that one available spot, and you just got to fight for it every single day.
Right. And even like starters, you know, that Tony Romo was a starter. He gets hurt, and now, you know, he might not get a starting spot back. And so, do you have any teammates you like to give a shout out to that, you know, just really help you improve and get better and just push you?
Yeah, I want to give shout out to all my boys at Trisco. My friend Jordan, he was just on. My friend Marciano, Enrique, Diego, Scipio, Fabian, all the guys on the team. Just big shout out to them because I know if it wasn't for them, I would not be able to make a lot of the suicide attempts, like we call them 30s and 10s. I would not be able to make it because we push each other as a team. We're not just I in team because we do everything together always, and that's how we learn.
I was going to ask you, are you guys pretty close?
Oh yeah, we're really close. We're all brothers.
Nice.
Like we all hang out, we do everything together, and it's never just like one thing. Like we all hang out. Most of the times, like not most of the time, but like once in a while we hang out like separately with like our other friends. But most of the time we're all together.
Yeah, and I see them sometimes. You guys roll into church all together. You know, I think that's huge that you guys all come together, all come hear a message and hear that as a team. So why do you think that's so important, especially? You know, going to Unashamed at Legacy, it's a middle school and high school ministry. Why is it so important for you to go in there and hear a message that's going to be more relatable to you than otherwise than going to like a main service and it might relate to adults more? Why do you think that's important to be a part of?
I think it's good to be a part of it because when you walk in and you're in part of the youth ministry, it's like something that you could live off of every day until the next week. But obviously you want to live off of it for the rest of your life until you mature and you start going to the main services. And you see with all of us hanging out together at the youth ministry, it just brings us more closer together, and it also shows that we have a strong faith in God too, on and off the court, and it shows how strong we are.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and I think God's going to bless you for it, and we hope that you have great success, you and your team this year.
Thank you.
And one of the things we're talking about this show is social media and how it really is huge, and there's a lot of eyes on athletes now more than ever before. So why is it important to you to use social media and use it in the right way?
You see, social media is basically, it's huge. It's everywhere, and there's always going to be someone watching what you are doing, no matter if you're online, offline, no matter where you are. And you see what our coach says and what he tells us, it's not what you're doing on the court, it's what you're doing off the court. And if you're posting about stuff that revolves like sexual relations, weed, drugs, alcohol, it's something that's going to stop you, and it's going to and if you have a light that's like shining bright, it's going to stop it from shining because the things that are distracting you is going to come back and pull you back. So it's just huge.
At UNM, Coach Alfred even let us have Twitter, and sometimes that was the best thing for us is to just not say anything. But do you believe that you could use that to kind of share your faith and defend your faith on social media?
Oh yeah, it's huge. Like you could post about your faith. You could be like, hey, come hit up the U or anywhere.
Nice.
Like any church or anything.
So that's what we want you guys to get involved with us social media wise. We're at Live Sports New Mexico. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll list our shows. We'll be open to you guys if you want to communicate with us and you want to talk to us and share anything with us. Remember that social media is just so important in our lives that we keep it, with the right things and we say the right things and we could use it to inspire other people and defend our faith. We thank you again for joining in on this show. We're having a lot of fun with this, sharing our faith and with athletes and coaches. We want you to come in by next week and hear another great message we have for you and some great guests as well. Thank you and have a blessed day.